Okay, good afternoon. My name is Lance Freeze. I'm owner of Absolute Entertainment, and I'm going to show you how to view your schedule and details via Ewebmin. So, you type in your Google, get into your web browser, type in here Ewebmin, login. You can see here it comes up, sign in, Ewebmin, login. It brings you to your sign-in page. Your username and your password. Your username is your first name and your last name, all lowercase, no space. So in my case, it's Lance Freeze, and that would be my password as well. But for this instance, I've set up a fake account for a new employee. Show you how this works. So the password is also new employee. This brings us to our Ewebmin dashboard. Okay. Up here in the top right hand corner, it shows who you're logged in as. In this case, it's new employee. You have your profile and you can log out. First thing we'd like you to do is go to your profile. In here, we have the information the office has about you. So your first name, your last name, your address, our company name, the phone number, your phone number, a cell phone number, and an email address. We also have your username and your password. So these can be changed here if you'd like right now. If you have a Google username and a Google password, you can put that in as well. If you are to move or make any changes to your phone number or email address, please come into the profile up here and change that information, as that will take us to the office. This is the information the office has, so if we need to send out E4s or ROEs or anything to you, this is where we'll be sending them to. So make sure if you've changed your address, you come in here and make the changes. For instance, if you got a home phone number you want to add, you can go here. Hit save. And as you see, when you go up to profile again, the new phone number is there. Okay, and the office will now have that information. So that's your profile. Okay, this button here comes up, does dashboard, just takes you to the dashboard. This is your time off request button and your quick links, and this will take you to the Absolute Entertainment website. I'll show you why that's important in a little bit here. First, I'll take you through how to book time off. If you need a date off, you click here. Now you see I put some fake ones here. Here's the manage time off section, your options, staff name, date requested, notes, and status. So for this one, the staff name was new employee. The date requested was March the 10th, 2014. The notes are for a family function, and this date was declined. The next one is staff name. The date requested was March the 17th. The notes have a doctor's appointment, and the status was approved. Okay, so now if you want to add a new time off, you click here, add new. This one is for one single date, this is for a range of dates, and this is for particular days. So I'll take you through this one first. So say you need this date off for you're working at another job. So you put that on that you need that night off and you're not going to be available to work, and you can add this time off request. As you see here, it came up. Now your options here, you can either edit or delete, where these ones, once they've been approved or declined, they can only be deleted. But here, if you need to edit it, say you pick the wrong date, you can change the date, or if you want to add more notes, you can do that. Shows you date requested, shows the notes, and here it says status is now pending. And then once your manager changes that to approved or declined, you will see it in here. So once again, you come in your time off to see your pending requests. Now, if you want to add a range of dates, say for instance you're going to go to Mexico and you need a week off, you can come in here and you can go take, say you need the 23rd of March to the 29th of March because you're going to Mexico. Alright, you can add this time off for this date range. And you can see it added all those dates. Going to Mexico, going to Mexico, going to Mexico, going to Mexico, and these are all now pending. Now, if you say need a certain day off every week, for instance, maybe you play baseball. Most people do during the summer. Some people do. You can hit, say you play every Thursday, so you need every Thursday off from March the 6th to, let's say, March 27th. It's a short little season. You write in here, baseball, and you can add the time off request. And you can see here that they've added the date for March the 13th and March the 20th a week later. These are all Thursdays, and once again, these are pending. Now, there's enough requests here that you have a couple pages, so you can check pages just like this. That's your second page. There's your first page. Okay, so now we can get to dashboard. And in your dashboard here, we're going to look over your events scheduled, your assigned pending tasks, and your assigned appointments. So we'll start with events scheduled. You have some options here to show you how many events per page. There's also future events, as well as past and all. I would keep this on future, so you only see the events that are upcoming and not a bunch of events you've already done. But if you want to look back to see the ones you've already done, you can check your past events as well here. So the event scheduled has categories of event date, event name, status, stage, client name, event type, and options. So we'll start here with the test event, and it's on March 22nd, 2014. The event name is test event. If you click this, this gives you an event overview. Okay, but we'll go through that in a bit here. Your status is confirmed. This is very important that the status says confirmed. As you see here, I put another test which says prospective. You don't want, if it says prospective or pending or anything here but confirmed, if it's getting close to the date of the event and it still says prospective, you want to contact the office to find out why this says prospective and not confirmed. Sometimes people will request a DJ, so we'll put your name on their show, and therefore their show will end up in your dashboard, but never book, and that's why it remains prospective. Or other times, it might just be a clerical error, but you need to find out, why this continues to say prospective. You need it to say confirmed. Okay. The stage, this can say various different things. A lot of times, this won't mean much to you. Client name, this in this case was test client. This one was test client 2. Event type is wedding reception, and this one is corporate function. This could say private party, school dance, etc. This just tells you what type of event you're doing. Now into the options here. That one, if you just leave your mouse over, it'll tell you what everything is. Right? But this one here sends the event to your Google Calendar. So if you use Google Calendar, it will put that event in your calendar for you. This event info is the same information that you get from clicking here. So these two buttons bring up the same piece of information. You can see event info, event info. It's the same page. Okay, but we'll click off here. And we'll click off here. So your event info will start here because you want to kind of go from when you go to print out your information for your show, you go from here all the way across. So start here, and we'll take you through your event info. Now this event overview is the information that the office has about the event. So this is what we know as a company about this event, okay? So we're looking here at the event details. The event date is the 22nd. Setup, start, and end time. This is very important. Your setup time is 1 p.m. So that's the time where they expect the DJ to arrive at the venue. If you are not at this venue at 1 p.m., then you're late. So it's very important to make sure that you are at the venue at the setup time. We also give you enough time to get your DJ equipment set up and ready to play by 2 o'clock, which is the start time, and your end time is at 1 a.m. Event name is the test event. Event type, wedding reception. Referral type, word of mouth. Overtime rate, this is important to you. It says $50 per hour. So if they want you to play past 1 a.m., you know that you can charge them $50 per hour. Referral details, there's nothing there. The deposit usually isn't relevant to you guys. Client's needs, usually there's nothing there. Event status, once again, must say confirmed. Date of inquiry is fairly irrelevant. Current stage is also fairly irrelevant to you. The sales owner, this is very important. This is the person who had made the sale, so they have the details about your job when the sale was made. So if you have questions, that's who you want to contact. Your requested attire is semi-formal. And you see here event descriptions. There might be some notes that were put in at the time of the quote that show up here. Okay. So here's some event notes. This is something that the office can add, or you as well can add. But I put this one in as an example. The subject is the brother is to sing. The note is customer's brother will be singing a song after the bridal party dance. So that's to give you a heads up on that. Client details, client name, test client, company, there is none. Event contacts is the test client. It's the default event contact. All right. Now here we are at locations. Now for this one, because it's an absolute package, wedding package, we're doing the ceremony, reception, and dance all in one thing. So for this example, I decided to put 2 locations in. So we're going to have St. Hans Church. It's at 217 Lenore Drive in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and the room is the ceremony. So we put what part of the event is coming on in the room here. So in this case, it's the ceremony. The times are 2 p.m. from 3 p.m. So the music needs to be started. The ceremony is going to start at 2 p.m. Hence why we have a setup time of 1 p.m., which is going to be obviously at St. Anne's. Okay. Here's a telephone number for the event, for the venue. Sorry. So if you're lost and you need to contact the venue, there's a phone number for it. And here you can go to your Google Maps, and this will give you directions to the location. Here it shows you where it is in the city. You can zoom out if you like. You can also get directions to where you're going from your house. Say I live in St. Denis, Saskatchewan, so I will go from St. Denis to the Lenore Drive, and it gives me the directions there. From all the way out in St. Denis, come all driving in, come up here, and arrive at St. Anne's Church. If I want all the steps listed, I can click that. That shows me my steps, and if I want to print that out, I just click there, and that'll give me a printout of where the church is. So we put for the direction or the Confederation Inn as the next venue. It's at 3330 Fairlight Drive in Saskatoon. The room, once again, is the reception and the dance. And it's going to be at 5 p.m. till 1 a.m. And here's a telephone number for the Confederation Inn if you need to call them. Once again, you can also look on your Google Maps, and it'll give you a map. And you can get directions again, etc. So, and we'll continue on with our event overview. Alright, so here it tells you the packages and add-ons. So this is a package, is a wedding absolute package. The add-ons is a screen and projector, and here's a balance remaining. So if there's a balance remaining and you're asked to collect, this is where you're going to find the information. That's the amount they owe. So if you have to collect, you're looking to collect that amount. Now, if you want to find out what is actually the Wedding Absolute package is about and the screen and projector, you can go into here again, go to your quick links, open up your Absolute Entertainment website, go to Weddings, Package List, and here's a listing of the packages. You can see there's a basic, a mid-range, and an absolute package, which, if you remember, the package was the Wedding Absolute. So there you have in here the information about your package. Okay, so it tells you the equipment, that you're going to be present for the ceremony, the reception, and the dance. Okay, it also shows you need some floodlights and 2 units of intelligent lighting. So this gives you an idea of what you're supposed to have and what the customer has paid for and expects. And you can see here too that they also got a screen and projector. So you look here, screen and projector, and they rent a 3 by 4 foot screen and projector for a slideshow presentations. That's what they've purchased. Oh, whoops. We'll have to, oh, there we go. Okay. So yeah, we're back here at the dashboard. So that was your event. Oh, no, didn't finish explaining that to you, sorry. So yeah, there's your packages and your add-ons. Equipment here, we can show you that the equipment that has been assigned to this job, each piece of equipment has a number that will be on the equipment somewhere. So when you come to pick up your equipment, you can take this information, make sure that you have all these items. And you can just read the numbers here and cross them off as you see that you have these items. Okay. For this example, I decided to put a few different staff members just so you can see how this works. Normally, there's only one staff member for every event, but in this case, we had Lance Freeze, myself, to DJ from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So it's scheduled to do the ceremony. And then we're going to have Andrew Johnson, another DJ, come take over at 4 p.m. and go to 1 a.m. Okay, so he's going to come and do the reception. And then we have the new employee. He's going to be a trainee. We're going to have the new employee come at about 9 and stay till 1. Okay? So you can see that if there's multiple employees. Otherwise, it'll just be your name on it. So that's the event overview, which is here and here. Now your event notes. Click here. You can see that the brother to sing, his customer's brother will be singing a song after the bridal party dance, as you'd seen earlier on the event info. Now, you can alter that, or if you want to add a note, say you'd spoken to the customer and they said, we'd like a shout out to our friend John. Okay, so shout out. Okay, so they want a shout out to their friend Rupert John. So create that note. Now what happens is that note has now gone on to your event info. As you see now, event info, shout out to their friend John. Okay, so you can see that that has been added to the list. So you want to print out your event overview the day of the event so that you're getting the most detailed information, because we at the office can add notes as well as yourself. Okay, so we're on to a planning form. Now this is the form that the customer fills out, okay, which is different from our event info, which we have. This is the form that the customer goes and fills out. So now if you're seeing any difference between this planning form and your event overview, you need to contact the office to let us know so we can straighten it out and make sure that the customer here on the planning form and we, the office, are all on the same page. So we'll take you through this quickly. Here's your general information: the bride's name, groom's name, to be announced as, a phone number for them, an email address for them, when the date, the dance times. Now they might put 9 to 1 because that's when the actual dance is going to begin. Of course, we're going to start at 2 p.m. for the ceremony, but this might say 9 to let you know when the actual dance is going to begin. Now, I put this here on purpose. See, we got a banquet venue and it says the Heritage Inn. Well, on our event overview, it says there is no Heritage Inn. It's the St. Anne's for their ceremony in the Confederation Inn. Well, once again, you're going to want to contact the office or the customer to find out why there's a difference there. Okay. Number of guests. There's the guest arrival, 5 p.m. Bridal party arrival, 6 p.m. DJ attire. Now they put formal here, and in the event overview, we'd written down semi-formal. So in that case, what they asked for is what rules. Okay, so if it says formal here and semi-formal over here, you dress formal because that's what the customer has asked for. Okay. DJ interactivity. There's low, moderate, and high. Most people so low is barely talking on the mic at all. Moderate is talking moderately on the mic, and then high interactive is out leading dances and doing contests and stuff like that. The tempo is low. It could be low, medium, or high. The setting is an indoors. That a lot of times can be outdoors, so you need to know that just in case you need to bring some warm clothes. Okay. Ceremony location is at a different venue. The ceremony venue is St. Anne's Church, which was the same as our information we had. The ceremony music, they said yes. Ceremony time, 2 p.m., which once again is good with ours. The procession song, they just put traditional. Bride entrance song is the traditional, but then they've chosen songs here for the signing of the registry and the candle ceremony, and then said just do the traditional for the recessional and the proselyte. We'll have all that information for you in your song books as to what those are. But if you see something like this where it just says traditional, or you need to, and you don't know what these songs are, you can give us a call. Contact the office and we'll get that information for you. Cocktail music, yes. Cocktail music time, 5 p.m. That lines up with our event overview here, so everything's good. Dinner music, they're going to have dinner music at 6. They're going to have cake cutting at 8. They're going to do bride and groom dance. They said yes. They'll do the song is Then by Brad Paisley. A bride and father dance. They said yes to that. They'll do I Loved Her First by Heartland. Groom and mother dance. They said no, we're not going to do that. So there is no groom and mother song. Okay. The bride's father's name is Bill. So if you got to call Bill and the bride up to the dance floor for the bride and father song. It's good to know their name. And the groom's mother's name is Mary, although that's not relevant here. Bridal party dance, so they're going to do one, and the bridal party dance, they want to do the Party Rock Anthem by LMFAO. Okay. Bouquet toss, they can choose that. They've chosen yes, yes, and there's the songs that they want. Other special dances, they said yes, and they want to do that. I Knew the Bride when she used to rock and roll. Okay. Here are the genres. They have 3 options: play some, don't play, and play a lot. As you see, play some, don't play, and play a lot. So you can look and see the genres that they've decided they want played a lot. The one you really want to focus on is country. People who kind of love country or they hate country. So they'll usually have a play a lot or don't play. Some will say, play some, but they're pretty divided on country. So that's kind of one you want to focus on. Obviously, anyone that says don't play country, make sure you really don't play, because they're not going to be happy with you if you don't. Okay, so that's the one you really got to pay attention to. And in here, the customers can go in and provide any other information that they would like you to know about. So there might be comments in here. So, like I said, you want to print that off and take that to the show with you. And that's the planning form. Here's your client request list. So I made a fake one here. As you can see, we've got their name, email address, event date. They love Lady Gaga, a couple songs. They like Katy Perry, a couple songs. And then they hate the Macarena. So any songs they have on the hate list, obviously you don't play it. And any songs they have in the love and like, you play them. Alright, so that's pretty simple. Once again, you can print that off. Now this next one, which is the guest request list as opposed to the client's request list, we rarely ever have anyone fill these out, so it's not odd to see nothing here. So don't be alarmed if the guest request you don't see anything. And then there's your event timeline. So the event timeline can be filled out by the customer or by you, and it can be edited. Okay. So for instance, if you have here, you see they filled out some of the things: reception starts, bridal party introductions, cake cutting, bouquet toss, garter toss, whatever, last dance, receptions ends. Well, let's say you wanted to put something about that shout out. So at 9 p.m. you were told to do that shout out. So you can, right here, there's some options here: reception starts, cocktail hours, etc., etc. You can put in here, go other, and you're going to say shout out to Dawn, right? And then you can add that. As you see, I'd added that to the timeline. And you can see it's 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m. No, there's 9 p.m., the shout out. Now, if you're happy with that, you can save that. It'll ask you for this information. You can just hit save timeline. And then if you like, you can print this out. And then this gives you the form for you to print out a nice form here of this information. So you can see the times, what they're doing, and see info, and hit print. So there's just some more info as what's going on for that night. Okay, so that's the test event. Here I'll show you, just kind of quickly go through this one to give you an idea of this one was done properly, this one isn't done properly. So here's your test client 2. Your status is prospective, which you have to find out why. Stage doesn't matter. It tells you your event name. Once again, if you use Google, you can use that. Here's your event info. Now, we're going to go to something I want to show you here. Just quickly, the setup, start, and end time. Now, we have a setup time of 5 p.m., but we don't have, our start time is 9 p.m., and end time is 1 a.m. Okay, now, the reason that is because we want to have you setting up at 5 and then leaving and returning for the dance at 9 till 1. Now, you can see why we're doing that is because there's an unattended dinner music package. Okay, so they've got the basic corporate package, which is a 4-hour dance, and they have an add-on of an unattended dinner music. Okay, so once again, you can go here to your quick links, Absolute Entertainment. You can go to the corporate function. You knew it was a corporate function. So go to Absolute, find your corporate, find your package list. You can see in here this is the basic package, which is what they asked for. Corporate basic. So you see on here, corporate. And the add-on was an unattended dinner music. Now you can see here your add-ons, unattended dinner music. This explains what it is. So disc jockey is to set up before guest arrival to provide dinner music. Disc jockey leaves and returns for the dance at a specified time. So now you know what you're supposed to be doing here and why you're setting up at 5 and then returning for the dance at 9. Once again, you can do notes. Here it shows that this is a company as a corporate function, so we do all contractors is the company. Also, I wanted to show you this. See, you get an event location like this every once in a while. It says acreage near Dalmany. Obviously, there's no information. Google Maps isn't going to tell you anything. The notes here say call for directions. Okay, so you'll need to find out from the customer or ourselves where this exactly is. And there's no equipment assigned because I was just quickly doing this for you. But the event staff here, you see new employees, the DJ. There's no other employees, so you know these times are all for you. Now, if you come to here and you see, of course, you can event notes, you can add notes, do whatever you'd like, right? Add more notes, whatever. Oh, the internet's slowing down on me. That's great. Okay, so now this is what I did want to show you. So you go to your planning form and you come here and you see, oh, no planning form. This planning form you're attempting to access does not yet exist. This means that this particular client has not yet started working on his planning form. If you're looking at this, within a week of your show, and you're getting that this planning form has not been done, you need to contact the office to let them know that they need to contact the client and get these planning forms done. Sometimes you won't need a planning form, but the office will tell you that. And you look in here, oh, no information. Go in here, no information. Event timeline, no event timeline. Okay, so you need to contact the office and say, why isn't there any of this information here? Why does it still say prospective? Okay, so now we're going to go on to the assigned pending tasks. For this one, we have options, task name, attached event, due date, and status. So you can go for your options. You can view this right there. And that tells you your task name, pickup screen and projector. The attached event was the test event. It was assigned to the new employee. The due date was the 22nd of March. And the task details are pick up a screen and projector from Long and McCrae that have been rented for this show. Okay, and you see here your general overview is pick up screen and projector. It's for the test event. The due date is the 22nd, and the status is now pending. It hasn't been done. Once that has been done, you can click here, and that task will go away. We've also got another one for return the screen and projector for the test event. That's due on the 24th of March, which is the Monday after the 22nd, and that status is pending. Once that has been done, of course, you can look here for more details. Return screen and projector to Long McQuaid. Once that has been done, you just click here and your pending task is removed. If you have an appointment you need to make, we've assigned you to, whether it's with me or another DJ or a manager or a client, you'll find an appointment here. So options, date, start time, end time, subject, and appointment, who the appointment's with. So in this case, we said it was the 17th of March. It's going to be at 7 p.m. It's going to go approximately to 8 p.m. The meeting with the groom is the subject, and your appointment is with John Smith. That's the name of your groom. So here is the more detailed information. Say this one might say Boyd Excavating is the client's name, but the appointment is with Yvonne, the secretary, right? Assigned appointment is you. The appointment subject is meeting with the groom, and the details here are meet with the groom to discuss details at Tim Hortons on Cumberland and 8th Street East. This is the appointment date, and these are the appointment times. And that's how you check your online schedule and find out all the details about your events coming up via Ewebmin. Thank you. Have a great day.